Here we are. We won't back down. Here we are. We'll hold our ground. Nixa football. Are you ready to fight? Flip on the lights. It's Friday night. Here we are. It's time to rise. Here we are to fight for right. If you don't wanna fight, you best walk away. If you're looking for a fight, step right up to the plate. 'Cause here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Nixa football. Are you ready to fight? Flip on the lights. It's Friday night. If you don't wanna fight, you best walk away. If you're looking for a fight, step right up to the plate. 'Cause here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
Gotta get your mind
All
right.
right, here we go. All right, well, hey, we are live here from Big Whiskey's in Nixa for another edition of the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show. Well, and of course, we want to say a big thank you to everybody who's here tonight and is hanging out with us and understanding some certain situations that we've had some tech issues, Coach. We're getting through it, so it's going to be a good show after all. Big thanks to our main sponsor tonight. That is Jenkins CPA, located right here in Nixa. They also have Express Tax, Express Health, and they're launching something else called Exposed Marketing. So Heather's in the back. If you have questions, check out Jenkins CPA. But they've got a lot going on right here in Nixa. And, Coach, we also big thanks to our offensive and defensive plays of the week sponsor. That is a Knight Real Estate team with Old World Realty. And, of course, Big Al Subs, and they sponsor our preview for next week. But you know what, Coach, before we kind of dive into some of the information about the football game, I have some other really good news to share with you guys. Because of the donations coming into the Touchdown Club, which we could always use more, of course, and more memberships and more sponsorships for the show, we have been able to do something out of request from the coaches. The coaches, I think it was Coach Wells that reached out to Vance Jenkins, one of our founding members of the Touchdown Club, and said, hey, I think it'd be kind of cool to get the players some water bottles. So check this out, Coach. Are these not cool or what, man?
I can't wait to drink out of mine.
So you guys, we're going to, and Simply Chiropractic also here in Nixa helped us out with that. So Vance is going to get those to Coach Wells tonight. And then another cool thing that we've been able to do with the help of our friends at Sinorama, and Danny's in here tonight. Where's she at? Danny's back there somewhere. Wait, there she is. And we have been able to secure, hold one of those up, Coach. So this is going to go out to each one of our senior parents, and they are going to get a sign to put in their front yard that says, hey, they have a senior on the Nixa football program. So we're excited for that. And
Hey, and some of them are single.
some of them are single.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. So our senior parents are going to get one of those. That's Jairus's, and then I think we got Michael on that one. They're our guest tonight here on the Coaches Show. We're also going to hear from assistant coach Rob Richardson coming up a little bit later. And other than that, Coach, we've already done some work over here on the scoreboard. We're not going to talk about that. But, well, you know, Coach, we went down and took a little bus ride, and some of us drove our cars and all excited about going down to Webb City. and it just didn't quite work out like we wanted it to do. Coach, how do you learn from your experience at Webb City last Friday night?
You know what? I mean, first of all, you have to play great people to ever be great. You know, our vision will not change, which is to be the best program in the state of Missouri. What we did was, you know, we found out where we are. You know, sometimes you get exactly what you need, and that is exactly what we needed because, you know, one of the hardest things to do in the world for any individual in this world, much less a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, is to continue to work as if you are no good when everybody in the world's telling you you are good. You know, it's really, really hard to keep motivated, to keep pressing, and I'll be the first one to say that I did a terrible job. You know, I did a terrible job of coaching during the week. I did a terrible job Friday night. You know, like it starts with me, and it kind of goes downhill from there. But at the same time, man, some of the best lessons that you as an adult or anybody else has ever learned is when things have went south. You know, sometimes things don't go your way. And, you know, in that ball game, I could sit here and give you 1,001 excuses, you know, but they were the better football team that night. If we had gotten some breaks, if we score right before half, 14-7, sure, we could win the ball game. But I don't think, you know, I think they were the better football team. They didn't start playing football in Webb last week.
Right, that's
They didn't start in February. They started about 25 years ago, and, you know, that's a big challenge. They're a really good program. They had a really good football team. They did not have 8 sophomores out there playing. I mean, that is a football game on Friday night for 17 and 18-year-olds, not for some 14 and 15-year-olds. And, you know, we got some guys that's going to have some more birthdays, and there'll be a different trip made over there in a couple of years. But, you know, that's where we're at right now. You know, we got to figure out how to get to that level if we're going to be the best program in the state. And the only way you can figure that out is by going to play them. I wish we could play them again this week. And I wish we could play them next week.
Right.
Now, there might be some kids that don't get on the bus, but that's what I wish. You know, I wish we could play them. But, you know, that's how you get better is playing great folks.
Well, Coach, you know, obviously I was at the game, and I was intensely into the game. If you were sitting near me, I couldn't hardly sit down the entire night. You know, and watching it, and I kind of knew this was coming. You know, we kind of pre-scouted them last week. They were moving the ball previously against other teams 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. They were able to eat up. They played fundamental football against you. They moved the chains, right?
You know
and
what,
sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8 yards at a time.
The two biggest stats in football is turnovers. We turned it over twice. They turned it over once. You know, the next biggest stat is big plays. We had 2 big plays. They had 2 big plays. They just controlled the clock. They controlled the game. And we couldn't make enough plays. We couldn't keep. The defense had 68 snaps. The offense had 49. Like, that's out of whack, you know? Like, that's not, you know, if we can't get off the field and we can't, you know, sustain some drives, you know, that makes it tough. But that also goes along with me saying the better team won the ball game Friday night, you know, because they did snap it 68 times. And we didn't go out there and play like a bunch of chumps. Our kids played really hard. They gave everything that they had. Nobody quit. Nobody ran off the field. Nobody, you know, like they represented our school well, although the outcome wasn't what we wanted. But, you know, we will learn from that. And, you know, you can ask any kid on the team. We've had a better Monday and Tuesday practice because of that. You know, I mean, I learned too, you know. So it was – you know, it was exactly what we needed.
You know, and I'll tell you, sitting from the stands, and of course, again, armchair quarterback, right? All of us are, and watching it just didn't quite look like there's some things of the offense that just weren't quite in sync. You know, I just noticed a couple little things that were off, and I think a couple of those plays go a different direction that changes momentum. Just a tad, and maybe, you know, like the interception at the Austin threw there in the end zone. I mean, you know, the guy just barely broke away. I think he was guarding Jackson Bray, and he broke away real fast and ran over there and took that interception.
And that's an example of bad coaching. You know, like Jackson should have been lined up wider, and he should have run an outside release fade, but he didn't. And he didn't because he didn't on Tuesday either. When I go back and pull up the film, he ran the exact same route on Tuesday, myself included. Nobody said anything to him. So we go out there on Friday, and he's doing what he assumes is the right thing, takes his guy to the party, and they're, there you have
Happens.
it. You have an interception.
I mean,
that was a big play in the game, but it wasn't. That was my fault. That wasn't Jackson's fault. It wasn't nobody else's fault. It sure wasn't Austin's fault. It was a great pass.
Yeah, it really was. When you watch it from the end zone view, you can see what Austin sees,
no
and
doubt.
he looks wide open, and that guy's not there. It's a touchdown.
He shouldn't have been there,
Yeah.
but he was, and that was kind of the way the night went. Offensively, we just, and it starts with me because I'm the one that's out there, trying to figure out how to get first downs, and I didn't feel right. Like, I didn't feel – it was just a tough night. And some of that was because, they were kicking our butts a little bit. Have you ever had your butt kicked before?
Yeah.
I have. And it ain't fun,
No.
But, that's what happened, and we needed a butt kicking, and then we got one.
All right. Well, Coach, there were a few good things that came out of that game the other night. I really, watch and read out there on this one play, and I'm going to play it here. This is our night real estate team offensive play of the week, and I just like the way this thing sets up.
You had to struggle hard to find that one, didn't you?
Do what?
You had to struggle hard to find that one.
There were a few more than this. I mean, there were some really good passes and some plays that really could have been great. This one here, he connects. I think it's with Nate Nixon, pretty deep on this. But what I really like about this, if we'd had more plays like this, and we're going to see that end zone view in just a second. But, Coach, look at your offensive line. You guys are controlling the ball. He's got plenty of time. He gets him a nice three-step drop. Nate runs a perfect route, and it's just a great connection.
I'm going to tell you what, man. Like, this is a great play, but, this is also a prime example of what makes it tough for me because the offensive line was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were really good. Like, we should have ran the ball more. We threw it too many times with them being in a defense. When they're sitting there dropping 8 people, we should be handing the ball off, and, we were not doing that, and that's, the reason why it didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to.
Well, we still saw Ramon make a few good runs the other night.
Sure.
Just not enough of them, and then again, you did try to do a pass a few times. But, Coach, again, I got to give the credit to this. It's a good play. Could have had more of those. There was a few other good passes that were made the other night. Ramon had a few good rushes, but so you know what? Still, there are some highlights that can come out of this and things that you can learn on the offense.
You know what, man? That is life. Is trying to figure out how to be better than you were before, trying to be better tomorrow than you were today, and a lot of times when games go that way, you're able to learn from the mistakes that you made, and I guarantee you we'll be a better football team Friday night because of that.
Yeah. Well, Coach, on defensively, you're right. You guys they were moving the ball pretty good, but right off the bat, we had a couple of good defensive plays. I was pretty impressed by this sack here, and we're going to watch it. But aggressively attacking, that's a good defensive sack. I wish we could have had more of them.
I thought our defense played really hard. There were times where, we had a chance to get off the field on 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, which is really hard to get them in a 3rd and 8 to begin with because of what they run. But I thought our kids played really, really hard, and we left them out there on the field too much. Some of that is because the offense couldn't get some first downs and eat up some of the clock, so it kind of put them in a bind. And they had a couple of, 90-yard, 17-play drives, which is, hard to overcome as a team.
Well, Coach, all right, I'm done. I'm done talking about Webb City. Are you done talking about Webb City?
Well, until next year.
Until next year? Well, we don't have to
I'm going to
face
think about it for a while, but it's only because, I and this team has a desire to be great.
Right.
And I want to be like they are, like that's where we've got to go. And that's, that's a great example for us to follow and to work towards.
Well, Coach, again, sitting in the stands, it was hard to watch, and yet I am excited to see what you learn and bring to the team.
Man,
from
I'll tell you
this.
what, if you thought it was hard sitting up there, you should have been standing where I was.
I could see. Well, I couldn't tell who was yelling more, me or your wife. I'm not sure. She was pretty intense in the game, too, and a lot of us were.
I don't see how anybody
she's
sits
an
by her.
awesome fan. I'm anxious to see how she does at the high school play. Something's afoot,
She's going to be very quiet.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Coach. We do have some great guests coming up for the rest of the show. And before we take a break and bring up our first guest, which is one of your coaches, give me an introduction to a little bit about to Rob and to Coach Richardson, and then also Michael and Jairus.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the 3 guests we have tonight are, somewhat kind of new to the program as I am. Rob was one of the guys that I was able to hire and is a complete rock star of a coach, just got really lucky, but he's a guy that helps me with special teams and coaches the linebackers and is a fantastic football coach, man. Just really blessed to have him. And then the 2 guys that we brought were guys that I think, was in the program at one point in time and, was not playing and then came back this year and played. And, I'm just thankful for them because they're guys that, although they were away from it for a little bit, it's been a slow start because they were. But now, Friday night, they're both going to play, very important parts in this ball game that we're going to play. So I'm grateful, for those guys coming back out, jumping in the boat and rowing with us. And they're fantastic kids. Michael Gerzell, I call him Mike, but his mother's here, and that would not go over well. And Jairus Thornton, but they're fantastic kids, man. And I think, those are the type of kids that we want in our program, and just very thankful that they came back out and played football.
All right, well, sounds good. We're going to take a break, but before we do, want to remind you a big thanks to our host tonight. That is Big Whiskey's American Grill right here in Nixa. Greg and his team, appreciate you guys so much. Did they not do a great job for you guys? Of course, what they do is they take care of our guests tonight and the coaches, our guest coaches' meals tonight. And then also, don't forget, they have the games here on Friday nights. Greg said he had a pretty big crowd here last Friday night, just didn't like the outcome. But anyway, we also will remind you kids do eat free on Tuesdays. They have a Sunday brunch. And, of course, Big Whiskey is a big supporter of Nixa football. So we appreciate them. We'll be back right after these messages from Jenkins CPA and the night team.
Hi, welcome to Jenkins CPA. Come on in and I'll give you the tour. Our office is friendly and inviting. You'll be greeted by Madison at the front desk. Check out our playroom and enjoy watching the fish. Let's make our way back to bookkeeping, where you'll find Emily processing payroll. Our friendly staff is always here to answer any questions that you might have. Here we find Taylor entering accounts payable and Caitlin picking up any slack. Next door, you can find Marlo, our accounting manager, working hard to get our company set up properly and answering all of those pesky IRS love letters. Vance, our CFO, keeps our business moving and provides individual tax services to our clients. Kevin Y, CPA, overall brilliant accounting master, solving the world's problems. And across the hall, we'll find Mason, the health insurance guru, getting ready to head to our Springfield office. At Jenkins CPA, our days are spent fielding all sorts of questions and projects the world throws at us, creating a fun environment where you can laugh your tax off. Thank you for joining us today for our tour. So when you're ready, we'll be ready for you.
Jenkins CPA.
Hello, we are Doug and Denise Knight, and we are the night team of Old World Realty. Together, we have over 50 years of real estate and construction background and knowledge. We can help you buy and sell or build with our partner, Old World Cottages, right there in Nixa. Whether it's an investment property or a family home or a specialty custom home, we want to be your resource for all your real estate needs.
We work with honor, service, and loyalty, and we partner with those who do the same.
Because that is the night way.
And we're back here at the Nixa Touchdown Club Coaches Show after a brief message from our sponsors, and we appreciate them very, very much. And we're going to hear from Big Al's subs coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, our next guest on the Coaches Show tonight is the linebacker and special team coach, and that is Rob Richardson. Rob, welcome to the Nixa Touchdown Club.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
So Coach said he's one of the guys. You're one of the guys that he got to hire this year. So what is your background, and how did you end up coming to Nixa?
Well, actually, I've coached collegiately my last two stops. I was at a Division III school up in Illinois, and now when I got back here to Missouri, I coached at Evangel for a year. When Coach Perry got the job, I was very, very intrigued by his background and all the success that he's had in the past, and so I gave him a phone call and started trying to get on board with this train right here.
So you reached out to him first?
I did. I absolutely did.
Okay, very good. So what has been your experience so far under Coach Perry's leadership?
It's exciting. It's exciting.
You have to say that he's your boss, by the way.
Well, I do, but I'm being honest. No, it's very exciting. It's exciting to see the way that he can come in and bring a community together, because it's not just the team in the school, it's the entire town of Nixa. It's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, it has been very refreshing for our program, for our community, and I think it's raising the level of a lot of different programs within the Nixa School District. So I'm excited to see how that continues to domino effect.
Well, I believe it. There's been some success in the past, and it's just kind of lighting that fire again and getting it going, and everybody's kind of building off of each other and feeding off each other, and I think it's going to bring a lot of success in the future in the athletic department.
So you're working a lot with the linebackers, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I've got a couple clips here. We're going to look at week 4. This is up against Republic. You guys really dominated the game quite a bit, that game, of course. Your linebacker, Stephen Ward, I think, had almost a record-breaking game, a couple of turnovers. Tell me, what are you doing each and every week to prepare our linebackers to face a guy like the other night? That running back the other night was fantastic.
Well, it's fundamentals. It's fundamentals. It's doing your job and doing things the way that you're supposed to. Like the other night, we were in the right position, but we were maybe 6 inches to one side or the other, and we just weren't exactly right. And when you face an offense like that, you give them 6 inches, they're going to get 4 yards, and that's kind of what we saw.
I mean, I think he's been their running back as a D1 recruit to K-State. So, I mean, we were playing up against a really, really tough guy that knew how to move the football. But, you know, we played up against other guys, and we're going to fundamentally learn from this. So what are you telling the guys moving forward? Say, hey, guys, you know, Webb City was tough, but with our linebacker crew, which is basically we got Stephen Ward, Riley Childs, who else?
Riley's a safety. I've got
He's a safety, okay.
Jaden Avon outside and Gage Sporlitter outside, and then we kind of roll through in the other guys, Mike, and then Tony Perez as well. So we've actually gotten really, really deep in the back end here recently. We've been able to add some guys into the rotation so we can get a little bit more depth.
Go ahead. And then, all right, so as we look forward to Carl Junction coming up, you've done your homework. What's going to be the key fundamentals for our success in stopping their run and pass game coming up Friday night?
Well, we're kind of switching offenses again. For the last 3 weeks, we've been playing against a triple option team, and that's not as much fun as it is playing the spread. We had it going really, really well, and we were pretty solid against spread offense up until this last 3 week stretch. So now we just got to kind of polish up our fundamentals and do it the right way.
So, Coach, any final thoughts going into Friday night?
No, we're really excited to get back to business and try to get better this week and get another W on our record and just go out there and play.
All right, very good. We've been visiting with our linebacker coach, and also you work with special teams. Is that correct?
I tried my best to help out the head guy. The head guy does. He tells me what to do, and then I just try to implement it on the field.
Very good. Well, we're glad that you found Nixa and brought your experience to our coaching staff and our program and our students. And on behalf of the entire Touchdown Club, welcome to Nixa, and you're doing a fantastic job. Give our coach a round of applause. All right, our next guest coming up is going to be Michael Gerzell. But before we do, I want to remind you that if you'd like more information about joining the Nixa Touchdown Club and helping us continue to do fun things like water bottles and signs for our seniors and other fun events that we'll have coming up later in the year, which will bring back the Cornhole Tournament next year, we would love to hear from you. You can email info@nixatouchdownclub.com or contact Vance Jenkins at Jenkins CPA. He'll be more than happy to give you information. It's about $100 a year. In the future, we're working on even more value. We want to get more T-shirts. We want to get more swag, if you will, that all of that would be something that we'd sell. Like we're selling our T-shirts right now. They're $20 a piece, and that can help support our Nixa program. So more information, again, info@nixatouchdownclub.com, or you can contact Vance Jenkins at Jenkins CPA, our presenting sponsor. Michael Grissell, welcome to the Coaches Show, buddy.
Thank you.
Man, are you excited? I've been seeing... Did you have a good meal from Big Whiskey's tonight?
I did.
What'd you get? What'd you order?
I got the Parmesan pasta, whatever.
All right.
Chicken Parmesan pasta.
Hey, carb up, buddy. You're a football
That's
player.
good.
Get as many calories as you can because Coach Perry is going to work them out of you. So, all right, so you left the football program for a while, and now you're back in the program. How does that make you feel?
I'm excited to be back. It was a good break, but I'm happy to be back.
So what is the major difference, without looking too much in the rearview mirror, because there were some great things about the old program as well, but moving forward, what are some of the surprises and the things you like most about the football program now?
I like how fast-paced everything is. Like, our practices went from being, like, 4 hours, give or take, to, like, 2. So it's just a lot more go, go, go instead of you go, take a break, go, take a break. Yeah, I recently moved to tight end this week, and it's been an experience, but it's been a good experience.
Okay.
It's a lot of different stuff, and, yeah.
So any final thoughts moving forward for the rest of the season here as we are now 6-1, of course, but we've got a big game against Carl Junction. How are the coaches mentally preparing you guys for this coming Friday night?
We just have to work on getting better every single day and work hard in practice and get prepared for the upcoming weeks.
All right. Man, we appreciate being a part of the program, and thanks for joining the Coaches Show tonight.
Thank
and
you.
Big Whiskey's got a free appetizer for you to come back and hang out with them one night. Give a round of applause for our senior, Michael Gerzell. Very good. All right, our next guest coming up with us here on the Coaches Show is another senior who came back to the program, number 9, Jairus Thornton. Jairus, how is it now for you to be a part of the Nixa football program?
I mean, it's pretty good. I've never really played football, and I decided, this year that I would decide to play because we got a new coach, and I just wanted to try it out, and it's been great so far.
The player. So wide receiver wise, you guys have obviously tried to throw the ball quite a bit. So how are, after last week's game, getting you ready for Carl Junction, what are some of the additional steps that you guys are taking in practices this week?
Well, we're taking practice a little more serious after what happened to us last week. It's been honestly great. Our last 2 practices have been a lot more better and serious.
So after a game like that, as we start getting ready for the rest of the season, we know we still have some tough football matches. Carl Junction's going to be a good game. What kind of activities as far as the passing game, routes, extra step? Are you working after practice a little bit as well to get ready for Friday night?
Yeah, we are. We're going to run the ball a lot more this week instead of passing it 28 times. So we'll see how that goes.
So being a part of the program again, I'm just kind of curious, what is the most exciting part for you internally? What makes you want to get up every day and go work your butt off at practice?
Honestly, it's just the atmosphere of how practice is. We have so much chemistry, all of us, most of us being seniors, so we've always been with each other. So it's just great, and we're always excited to go out and have practice.
Let me ask you this. When you're out there on the field and you're out there getting warmed up for the game, and you look over to Eagle Stadium and you see those student section, you see those fans, you see that big stadium, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great that they came there to watch us play. That many people just come to see us play football. It gives us motivation to go out there and do what we need to do.
All right. Jairus, thank you so much. Give him a round of applause for being on the show tonight. All right, we're back here with our Big Al Subs Week 8 preview with Coach John Perry. Before we get into that, I'm going to play a message. But, Coach, you were telling me about something that Big Al's has that you really like.
Yeah, I texted Big Al the other day and told him about this grilled cheese. It's a grilled hamburger and onion cheese burger. And you have your choice of mama or papa. I obviously went with the papa.
Right.
Right? Well, I'm going to tell you what. Oh, my gosh. Was it good? You know what I'm saying? I need to start forgetting my lunch more often because I'd forgot my lunch. And I thought, this is going to be a pretty good day. I'm going to make this a good day. So I went through there, and I saw that. I thought, I'm going to get that. Well, it was really good. I'm talking about, really good. I might have been really hungry, but it was really good.
Can't get much better testimonial than that right there.
I'm just going to throw that out there. If you hadn't had it, you ought to try it. But when I picked it up, I had grease down to here. Anything that gets you grease down to here has got to be good, right? It was super.
We'll be right back with a message from Big Al Subs.
Just being honest.
A proud sponsor of the Nixa Touchdown Club is Big Al Subs, located in downtown Nixa on Main Street. You're going to find amazing food, great service, and, of course, a big variety of subs, pizzas, spuds, and a whole lot more. Plus, they have that Dole Whip there at Big Al's. They have a drive-thru. They offer delivery and inside dining. Plus, if you need an event catered, think of Big Al Subs. Again, Big Al Subs Sandwiches, located in downtown Nixa, right there on Main Street, a proud supporter of Nixa Schools. All right, we're back here at the Touchdown Club, and Coach, we're now moving forward. We're looking at that windshield. We'll look at that rearview mirror when we need to. This week we face another great team. They've had a great program over the years, and that is the Carl Junction Bulldogs, Coach. And here's some highlights of some of their game against Republic. What's the game plan?
I'm going to tell you what, right now we're working on ourselves, trying to, make sure that we're as good as we can be, but taking the coach talk out of it. They are a really, really good football team. They started the year off, by playing the tougher people on the front end, so their record's not great, but if you need a testimony as to how good they are, just pull up their score with Webb, right? Mm-hmm. They got beat 28-14. They are a really good football team. They do a great job of coaching. They do a great job of, calling the offense, setting the defense. They're big on offense. They've got a lot of guys back from last year. They are a really good football team.
Yeah, I noticed they had a few big plays, a couple big pass plays last week. They're capable of the long ball. Republic, we had some big plays against them too, but I think they're going to be ready to come to Nixa and try to unleash a running and a passing attack against us.
No doubt about it. They are very balanced. The quarterback's a big good-sized kid that throws the ball well. We will have our work cut out for us, but, like Jairus and Michael both said, we've had a great 2 days, and, we'll be ready to try to get that bad taste out of our mouth.
So, Coach, any final thoughts going into Friday night against Carl Junction?
Man, we just want everybody to come out and support our guys, man. They're going to play hard, and they're going to get after it. And, You know, they're going to make us proud, win, lose, or draw. And I have told them since day one, you know, the scoreboard does not define being successful. What defines being successful is, you know, doing something over and over to the very best of your ability and not worrying about what the outcome's going to be, because sometimes, you know, the outcome is not what we like. You know, we all know Oprah Winfrey got fired from her first TV job because she wasn't fit for TV.
That's right.
Walt Disney got fired for having no imagination. The biggest failure in the world was Abraham Lincoln,
Sure,
right? But I
right.
mean, that's life. I mean, we're going to be successful because of the way that we practice, the way that we work, the way that we play, and that's what's going to make folks proud at the end of the day, and that's why we play football.
Well, Coach, we appreciate all the hard work you're doing. We know you're going to bring some learning opportunities to not only the coaching staff, but also the players, and the community still behind you. Guys, we still behind Coach Perry, are we not? We're also still behind every one of the coaches, every one of the players, and we know that we're going to learn something. You can win state with one loss. You know what I mean? It is what it
to
is.
Be undefeated. The goal is to win the last game of the year.
That's
you know?
right. So, Coach, we appreciate it so much. We'll be at home this coming Friday night. I believe tickets were already on sale. I think they went on sale as of Tuesday morning, I do believe. But we should have a good weather for Friday night. It's going to be a good Friday night football. So, once again, a big thanks to our sponsors here at the Touchdown Club. We have Jenkins CPA, our presenting sponsor of the Coaches Show. Also, the Knight Real Estate Team with Old World Realty, Big Al Subs, and, of course, our friends here at Big Whiskeys. So make sure that you tip your waitresses and waiters and bartenders very good tonight, because they're working hard for you guys. Couldn't do the show without our help behind the scenes. That's Dustin Martin. Got an extra camera person tonight. Michael Grizzell's mom, Dawn, is back in the back running one of the cameras, so we appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind, if you want more information about joining the Nixa Touchdown Club, let us know. We'd be happy to make that happen. Coach, we'll see you Friday night at Eagle Stadium. Thanks for watching, everybody.